Good morning, class. Hope you all are doing good and staying safe. Don't forget that the school is serving lunches and breakfast. They start at 8:30 in the morning all the way to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I think today they're serving burritos. So if you guys get a chance, get over there and get some food. It'll be great. Don't forget to practice your social distancing so we can get through this crisis as soon as possible. And don't forget to call me or text me or email me if you need any help with the work that's been assigned to you for my class, or if you need any advice on any haircuts that you're doing. I'll be waiting for your messages, okay? Today we're going to look at some highlights on this particular video. This guy does a pretty good job. He does it's a bob haircut, basically, kind of like what you'd consider a graduation type haircut, 45-degree, right around there. But it's a good video. This guy does a good job of explaining it, so I'll upload the whole video on my channel. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. And let's get started here.
Welcome to the video, guys. Today what we're going to focus on is something that is a little bit more of an exercise for me. It's going to be a full haircut. It's going to be a graduation triangular shape, so it's going to go forward kind of like an A-line bob. The reason I'm going to do this is a symmetrical cut, very foundational. This is not a highly requested haircut in the salon currently, but the reason I like doing it is because it really focuses on balance and working on shape and really your finger angle, everything. So I'm doing this more as an exercise. I really just wanted to cut a bob today, so we're gonna go through and cut it. So sectioning is simple, all the way down the center, all the way down center back, and then I section from the occipital bone over to behind the ear, and then I start right in the nape and I take diagonal forward partings, really following the jawline, and that's the goal here. Now, as an exercise, or if you're a student in hair school, or you're somebody that just is trying to better their haircutting skills, it's really important to focus on three different things. The first one is your elevation. Second one is your angle, finger angle. And then the third one is your partings. So focus on how are you parting the hair, and is your finger angle parallel to that parting, because that's what I'm going for in this cut. I want the flow of the weight to kind of move with the jawline, and that's going to make the end result of this cut really nice. So also I want you to notice that I don't worry so much about the hairline. I've talked about this in multiple videos, but people get so worried that their haircut right away isn't looking like that really hard, strong line that they see on the internet or in old haircutting books and all that. You don't have to worry about the hairline right away. So think about the angle that you're trying to achieve, and then make sure that your finger angle reflects that. So continuing through the right side. Now, this is the thing that changes. So my fingers were pointing up in the beginning of the left side. Now my fingers are pointing down. This is how I like to cut a graduation. This is how I learned it. It's more comfortable for me. Some people like to keep their fingers pointing up the whole time.
Sorry about that.
Or will scoop the hair more. I like pushing the new hair into the guideline. So I've seen it successful both ways, but for me, it works the best to really just focus in and comb the hair consistently every time. The finger angle is easy to keep, but the combing of the hair is what makes hair.
What I'm trying to show you is if you look at the angle that he's using, you see the jawline here?
And a great hair cutter.
So that's the angle he's taking.
Comb and section. So, because the better you comb, the better you section the hair, the cleaner your work, the more consistent your work's going to be. So now you notice that I've moved about 2 inches up on the head. I'm not going too extreme. I like to go whatever is about half my finger, but I'm also looking at the head shape. So you notice that I put the comb on the head, and I work and I figure out how that head shape is moving, because that's
still
really going to
that.
play a big role or key role in how my graduation looks and feels. So notice that 90 degrees is now shifting up. If you look at 90 degrees out from the head, all the way around the head, you're going to notice that the nape,
angle,
it's more
same as
down.
he's talking about the
And
jawline.
then obviously, as you work up past,
I know
the
it's
typical
kind of
point,
like you
90
think the
degrees
jawline
more
is
out.
there,
And then
but
when you get to the top of the head, obviously 90 degrees is pretty much straight up.
yeah, you
so
see the angle there is what he's
understand that 90
following.
degrees is going to give you a seamless layer. Anything from that and above, you won't see a weight line, right? So
I gotta
anything
get out of this and
below
start
90
letting me
degrees,
pause it.
you will get a weight line. So as I'm going through and cutting this graduation, I obviously want a weight line, but I don't want that weight line to be too heavy. So that's what's really going to separate your haircuts from everybody else's. When you learn in beauty school 45 degrees is a bob, that's not necessarily the truth. I mean, it is a bob, it's a graduation, but it's not necessarily exactly the angle that you want to take, because somebody that has a high density of hair, a lot of hair, they're going to have a super thick bob if you cut it at 45 degrees, that maybe where the weight's not sitting the most flattering on their head shape. And
It's all about the angles, the sectioning that he's doing. He's doing a real simple sectioning. Some of these haircuts in here, they just overdo the sectioning, which is great, you know, if you're gonna be doing these really, you know, precision type cuts that are detailed and everything, that they want a a certain amount of wispiness to the haircut, or if they want, you know, certain, like he's talking about weight lines. When you do more section, you have more control of the weight lines. But for just a basic haircut, you know, a bob graduated haircut, I like his section because he keeps it simple, doesn't overcomplicate it with all that section, but he still does very good sectioning. He doesn't underdo it either. So very important that you see that. And then here you can see the angle. He's going to continue following that angle. And then once you get up here towards the top, you know, of course the angle follows the head, the angle, the elevation, okay? So if you're 45 here, then when you get up here, you still want to maintain that 45 around, okay? You're not just going to go straight up like that, you know, at that angle, as you'll see here.
so here's one thing where people will make an adjustment. I'm not going to say it's right or wrong, but I like to have a little bit of disconnection at this point. So you'll see that my line, because the hair goes away, right? So the hair around behind the ears where that hole happens, because you don't have hair underneath there. So when I pull that section out, I actually have hair. It almost makes it look like I want to change my finger angle and start scooping under the head. I don't want to do that. I want to continue my line straight down. That'll give me a disconnection. You can see that balance there. That'll give me a disconnection of weight, but I can always cut into that disconnection later. So right there where I'm kind of ironing the hair, that's where that disconnection is. So I'm using my Paul Mitchell Pro Tools iron. Love this iron. It's so smooth on the hair. I use a flat iron on almost every guest to smooth them out for the cut. And now I'm working on that nape area. So as I go in, you can see, and notice I'm wearing a microphone. This is actually a live class. That if you want to watch it and hear me talk about it while I'm cutting it in a different way, in a long form way, go to fseondemand.com and you can see the full class. If you're on FSE on
It's
Demand,
really nice angle
check out
there.
our live classes and you can see it. So I'm going through and I'm just using the tip of the scissor. This is the Matt Beck Scissor V1. I do have that for sale. It's a limited edition scissor. I only have like, I think 20 pairs left. So if you're looking to get one, it's a 5-inch scissor. It's great for precision cutting. It also works really great on dry cutting, and it's made by Mizutani. So I'm working through the nape area, creating that line just using the tip of the scissor. Notice the graduation and that disconnection. That's everything that we've built so far. The other thing I want you to notice is that I blew it dry and I haven't blown dry the rest of the haircut, right? So the reason I do that is I want to make sure my shape is looking the way I want it, balanced.
Now he's pulling that hair down, following that same angle on the top. So I'll make sure that this whole video is uploaded so that you can see it in its entirety. You can almost see the finished product there. It's a very good looking haircut, but it's pretty easy to do too, which I think you all can do this at home if you just follow this tutorial. And you know, most of you have experience with the shears and the comb, so just a great looking haircut without too many complications or what I would call difficulty. You know, it's just if you follow the pattern, if you follow the section, the structure, you're going to get a good end result. So I'll upload the entire video on my channel. Make sure you look at it, and remember to stay safe, okay?